Hello students, welcome to ABHILAW where law is simplified. This is your Professor Dr. Ambarish, Patnigere, retired Additional Commissioner as well as Director of Regional School of Law. We are studying POCSO. In today's lecture, we are going to talk about Chapter 4. In Chapter 4, we are going to study from Section 16 to Section 18. Let's go to Section 16. In Section 16, we are talking about abatement of an offence. A person abates an offence who, number one, instigate any person to commit that offence. Second, one who engages with one person or more than one person, okay, or a person's in any conspiracy for doing that offence. Means the people are doing some conspiracy to commit the offence of POCSO, then the person who are involved in the conspiracy has said to be committed an abatement towards this offence. Now we will go to section third part. What is third part? One who is intentionally aiding by any act or illegal omission the doing of that offence. What do you mean by this? Very clearly, if a POCSO victim is brought by someone to a secure place and introduced to the person who has committed the offence, then this person is basically intentionally aiding. So this is the third category. So three categories of abatements are being given. The first one is one who instigates. Second one is who is involved in the criminal conspiracy, the conspiracy which is dealing with committing this offence. The third part is instigating or aiding or illegal omission or doing some act which has helped someone to commit this offence. Now let's go to explanation number one. What is explanation number one? A person who by willfully misrepresentation or by willfully concealment of a material fact which is bound to disclose voluntarily causes or procures or attempt to cause or procure a thing to be done is said to instigate the doing of that offence. Means section 1 is very very clear. It says ऐसा कोई भी व्यक्ति जिसने जानबूझकर जो मालूमात है उसको छुपाई है. So one who is willfully concealment of material fact or misrepresents, which is bound to disclose, voluntarily causes or procures or attempts to cause or procure a thing to be done is said to instigate the doing of that offence. Let's go to explanation number 2. Whoever either prior to or at the time of commission of an act does anything in order to felicitate the commission of that act and thereby felicitates the commission, therefore is said to aid the doing of that act. Means basically the explanation says that either prior or at the time of the commission of the offence, any person is felicitating, means introducing the two people or encouraging someone to meet that person. So felicitating the commission of offence is explanation number 2. Let's go to explanation number 3. Whoever employs, harbors, receives or transports a child by means of threat or use of force or other forms of coercion, abduction, fraud, deception, abuse of power or of position, vulnerability, or the giving or receiving of payments or benefits to achieve the consent of a person having control over another person for the purpose of any offence under this act is said to aid the doing of that act. What exactly explanation 3 is saying? Whoever keeps that child, who is the victim of POCSO, or receives or transport that child from one place to the other by using threat or using force or any other form of coercion, abduction, fraud, deception, or abuse of power because of the position, giving or receiving of payment. Those who are involved in any of this are basically those persons are the persons who has also committed abatement to this offence. Let's go to now section number 17. What is the punishment for abatement? Whoever abates any offence under this act, if the act abated is committed in consequence of the abatement, shall be punished with the punishment provided for that offence. Means the punishment for abatement is very clear that if the offence has been committed, then the person who has received the punishment as per the offense, same punishment will be given to that person who has abetted that offense. This is section 17, and the explanation is like this. An act or an offense is said to be committed in consequence of abatement when it is committed in consequence of the instigation or in pursuance of conspiracy or with the aid which constitute the abatement. This is basically the punishment for abatement. What is the punishment? Whatever punishment is given to the accused who has committed the offense, same punishment will be given to the person who has abetted this offense. Now let's go to section number 18. Punishment for attempt to commit an offense. Means now the commission which is going to take place has not been commissioned, but only attempt has taken place. So let us see what are the punishments. Whoever attempts to commit any offense, punishable under this act, or to cause such an offense to be committed, and in such attempt does any act towards the commission of the offense, shall be punished with imprisonment of any description, provided for the offense for a term which may extend to 1/2 of the imprisonment for life, or as the case may be, 1/2 of the longest term of imprisonment provided for that offense, or with fine, or with both. This is very serious thing. Means commission has not taken place, but attempt has been made to commit this offense. In this particular case, the punishment which is being given, that punishment is basically, for 1/2 of that punishment is given to that person who attempt to commit the offense. Now let us understand. For attempting to commit an offense, the accused has to take some of the other step for committing the offense. But he was not successful, but he has taken certain steps to commit that offense. Like in POCSO, if suppose a teacher approaches a child, even though the actual offense is not committed, but the teacher has taken steps to see that she approaches the victim very frequently, then 1/2 of the imprisonment which is for the actual accused, if he has committed the offense, that much punishment is being mentioned in section 18 for attempt to commit an offense. I hope so. I have explained you all the 3 sections of chapter 4. Chapter 16 speaks about abatement, 17 spoke about the punishment for abatement, and 18 spoke about punishment for attempt to commit an offense. Further, what it says, whoever attempts to commit an offense punishable under this act, or cause such an offense to be committed, and in such attempt does any act. Okay, this is what we exactly mentioned section 18 before also. It is, I think, same section, section 18. This is an extra slide. Okay. So, I hope so you have understood chapter 4 of POCSO. Chapter 4 of POCSO, 3 sections. Number 1, section 16, abatement. 17, punishment for the person who has abetted this offense. 18, for punishment for those who has attempt to commit this offense. So, if you have liked this video, please give a like, share with your friends, and please subscribe the channel. Thank you so much.